Let's start the question answer sessions. What we are doing is Swamiji and our study group members, facilitators have collected the questions. So, if the questioner is here, Swamiji will take that question, just because Swamiji can have a question to that person. So, the first we'll start with Kinder Life on Saturday. Is Rameshji Babu here? Rameshji. So, this is the question from Rameshji, Swamiji. One of the prominent concepts that scriptures told is, I am there before I born, I will be there after death. In the previous teaching, Swamiji told that faith on something without experiencing is blind faith. And another one is, listening doesn't lead to actual knowledge. After you convict and then apply that knowledge, that experience after applying will give you the true knowledge. Obviously, once I die, I stop experiencing. How can I experience that I will be there after death and also experience the fact that I am before my birth? Without this experience, if I believe the above statement, will it be a blind belief?
Hari Om. Hari Om. So question is, what is the proof that after I die, I am still there?
No, how can I believe? It is I almost believe that so many of you people are saying it could be true.
Yes.
So I'm not.
How to experience it while living?
How can I believe if something I experience? If I don't experience, it will not be. There is Shravana, Manana, Nidhyas concept.
Correct.
And also you said about like unless you are experienced something, you believe that will be blind belief.
Yes.
I don't experience, I am there before my birth,
yes,
which could be true.
Yes.
And I don't experience like after I died. No one else in the world says that now I'm died, I have experienced, I'm still there. That kind of thing never happened. Once I die, I cut ties with this environment and I don't experience anything also. So now in this world, I am in this body, how can I believe? Even if I believe somehow like by information or by convicting, there are so many proofs like derivations. If I believe, would that be the complete belief, or belief with the defect, or blind belief?
Yes. See, mere belief is not an end of knowledge. True knowledge culminates in experience.
Yes.
So what happens when you progress in spirituality is, spirituality is all about going within. It's an inward journey. And as you start going within, from where are you going within? From the Sthula Sharira, from the external body. Slowly more and more of your life is about Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, the thoughts. So even as you start identifying with your Sukshma Sharira, you will come to know that I have an existence other than Sthula Sharira, other than the gross physical body. Even in that journey itself, you will come to know that there is something in me which is independent of the physical body. Furthermore, as you go down, you start experiencing deep down a presence in you, an awareness in you, a state of being in you which is untouched by the external physical activity, bodily changes, bodily activities. You start experiencing it. That there is something in me which has nothing to do with the physical body. In fact, in the advanced stages of spirituality, you are rooted there. So even when the body is busy in the outer world, deep down, you intuitively know that your existence has nothing to do with this external, superficial layer. So that is when you clearly know that, I exist whether the body exists or not. It becomes your intimate, deep, intuitive experience. But for that you have to go within. At present that experience is not coming to us because we are at the superficial level now. We are at the body level. Constantly our attention is outward. When your attention is outward, you will never know what is within. When your attention is outside, you will know what is outside. You will never know what is inside. To know what is inside, you have to peep within. You have to go within. And the whole of spirituality is going within. And as you start getting stabilized there, time and again when that experience, that inner experience starts coming, you start getting rooted there. And once you start getting rooted in the inner, you come to know that that inner essence is imperishable. It is immortal. That consciousness. And that has nothing to do with the physical body. Exactly like the space. Whether the table is here or not, the space is always there, isn't it?
Yes.
Once upon a time, the table was not there, space was there. Now the table is here, space is here. A time will come when the table will be removed, but the space will continue. Something like that.
But I have further question. Like, in order to, if we have to start the journey, we have to believe on that, right? Like,
of course, everything starts with belief, faith. So, that's why Shraddha is very important.
Correct. So now, most of the, I'm seeing most of the philosophies, like materialistic philosophies in this world, while I'm talking with, you have only one life. Even if I go to the doctor, so many people says that, even so many engineers, you have one life, don't make it miserable. The life of one life is mostly like, people will do, no, my time is over, like cause for the stress, cause for the giving up, cause for the so many things. But I see a benefit of, no, I don't have one life, I will have one life, so I can continue on my, I need not give up. I need not give up on the whatever the good things, whatever the sadhana is doing. So, but I feel like having belief with this conviction, like I have understand the so many theories and so many derivations, you will be there. But having conviction and rooting my belief with this logic would be harmful, or would if I believe this way, this will have any
which way?
I'm just believing
the scriptural way or the worldly way?
The way I believe is that anyway, having a belief, have another life, make me stress free. It doesn't do any harm in this life, in materialistic life. It will do some benefit.
Yes.
So with this logic, with this conviction, if I believe,
means a faith in spiritual way.
Faith in I have another life. I have more and more life.
True. That is spiritual way.
Yes.
So this will be definitely beneficial.
Okay.
So you will keep on doing sadhana. Even if you could not attain the highest in this birth, doesn't matter. Whatever you have earned, it remains with you. It carries forward in the next life. So it is wonderful.
Okay.
Otherwise it's always, if I don't get in this birth, I will never get. That possibility is there. But as far as spirituality is concerned, whatever evolution you have gained in this birth, it will continue in the next birth also. So that becomes an added inspiration to put forth sadhana.
Okay.
Right.
The second question is still from, it appears to me that karma is superior than God, because even Lord Krishna doesn't escape karma, the way he departs the world. And there are many incidents that God unable to protect his devotees from karma phala, especially bad ones. Is it true? Is Lord is superior or karma is superior?
His Lord is superior. So here karma means a loss, basically. Karma phala. See, who is superior? The law or the lawmaker? Lawmaker has to be superior, isn't it? No doubt about it. There are umpteen examples where Bhagavan has broken the laws in order to protect his devotees. Draupadi is a best example. Gajendra Moksha. Plenty are there. Hanumanji burning the entire Lanka, but his tail did not get burnt. He was not feeling because it is very clearly said there. That Lord who gave power for the fire to burn, how can that fire burn the devotee of the Lord? Umpteen examples are there, where Bhagavan went against all the laws in order to fulfill the wish of his will. Dhruva Loka was created, a separate world which was never ruled by anyone. Now here the question is, Bhagavan, the way he departed from the world, it appears that he is also bound by karma. First, let us understand that Bhagavan has no karma. Because what is the definition of karma? Only when you perform a deed with the identification with the body, only then karma is born. Without identification with the body, any action is not karma. Karma has a definition. So Bhagavan has no karma, first of all. Now you say that Bhagavan was helpless, he could have protected. See, in Bhagavatam it is very clearly written that Bhagavan used his body for paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrita. Once the purpose was over, he threw away the body. The example given is, see, suppose a lot of thorns are there under your foot. So what do? You take one thorn, remove all the thorns, and then throw away that also. Isn't it? In the same way, Bhagavan took up a form. Using Yadava Vamsha, he destroyed all the other wicked people, Kauravas, etc. And finally he came to know that this Yadava Vamsha himself, themselves, they became very arrogant. His own children, grandchildren, they became very arrogant. So then Bhagavan felt that these fellows will, create all kinds of adharma, so I should not leave them also. So then what did he do? He created fight among themselves. When all of them were killed, then Bhagavan understood, now Yudhishthira is ruling the kingdom. So paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapana is done. Now there are no more wicked people around. Now what is the purpose? So he felt now the purpose is over, so he just dropped the body. And there was some reason for his dropping the body. So everything is beautifully planned. Okay. Absolute master.
Is Smriti ji Savarkar? So she has a few questions.
Yes.
One is, why is cremation and shraddha performed after death?
Why is cremation and shraddha performed after death? Answer can vary depending upon who is asking this question. Okay. If a tamasic person is asking this question, my answer will be different. If a rajasic person is asking this question, we'll have to give another answer. But if a sattvic person is asking, the same question will have another answer. Which answer you want? All the three. Okay. So who is a tamasic person? He is a person who doesn't care for his parents, for his ancestors. Very lazy fellow. Doesn't have faith in anything. So then, to such a person, you will have to scare them. Create fear in them. See, those who don't respect the law must have the fear for the law. That's how the society works. You should create fear. So therefore we have answers that if you don't do Yasada Karma, then your family will suffer. Then these Pretatmas, they create lot of obstructions in you. Your children, your grandchildren. So many such stories are there. In Puranas you will find. That is necessary for whom? Tamasic people. Okay. Now suppose he is a Rajasic person. Rajasic person has no such problem. He has lot of respect, love, attachment for the family members. But after departing, he feels that I should do something. I don't know in which condition they are in. He is miserable. So then we say, if you do Shraddha Karma, all this karma, the punyas, etc. will go to them. And these karmas will give them peace. And then the transition will be very smooth. So what happens? A Rajasic person is at peace. Okay, if I do this, it will go. So his mind is at peace. Now comes a Sattvic person. He is a Jitnyasu. He wants to know, actually does it? He has no problem in doing all this. But he actually wants to know. He is a Jitnyasu. He wants to know what is the reality. So there, the answer given is, you do your Shraddha Karma for expressing your gratitude towards your parents, towards your ancestors. Because they have taken so much of sacrifice, so much of pain. So therefore, it is my responsibility to express my gratitude towards them. Right? As far as the karma theory is concerned, it is very strict. My karma alone will decide my karma phala. You cannot transfer your karma to somebody. It is just not possible. It's a strict law of karma theory. So therefore, why are you doing Shraddha karma? It is for your own good. Because when you express your gratitude, it is an occasion for purification of mind. And such a pure mind is absolutely essential for spiritual progress. So for your own good, you are doing Shraddha karma. Not for the departed soul. Departed soul, they have done lot of karma here. What karmas they have done, that they will carry. So they need not depend on my Shraddha karma. Should be very clear. So did I answer? Perfect. Second question.
What happens when we donate our organs instead of cremation?
What happens when we donate our organs instead of cremation? That organ will function in somebody else's body. No. See, what happens to whom? It should be the question. What happens to the organs or what happens to the giver, the donor? See, this is another big misconception. Should we donate our organ or not? Because some people say, no, you should not mutilate your body, it is not good, etc. See, in our own Puranas, we have example of an organ donor. Who is he? Dadhichi. So Devatas came because Asuras were creating problem. So then the blessing was, you can defeat, the Devatas were given this way, you can defeat only with the weapon made by the backbone of this Rishi, the Dadhichi. So all his tapas is there in that backbone. With that backbone, if you can make a weapon, then with that weapon only you can. So then what did Dadhichi do? He understood that for the welfare of the world, I must sacrifice myself. Yes. He sat in meditation, dropped his body, and from that backbone, Vajrayudha was made. Indra's weapon is called Vajrayudha. So it is nothing but organ donation only, no? So, any action, if the intention is pure, that action will be called as Punya Karma. So when we are donating organ, what is the intention? Intention is pure. So action done with pure intention, how can the result be bad? So it is illogical. So therefore nothing wrong. In fact, it is good.
Number 3.
Yes.
Can you give some examples of tamas and agyan when we are awake and still is in bliss? I am finding it difficult to come up with one.
So, if I understand the question correctly, ignorance is bliss. Please give an example. Correct? Plenty of examples are there. Ignorance is bliss. See, there are so many blunders we have done in our past lives, previous birth. God, out of compassion, has covered everything. So today I am not knowing what all I have done in my past birth. I am ignorant and therefore I am blissful. Otherwise, just imagine all the guilt feeling, so many things I must have done. Throughout my life I was, in the past life I have been living with guilt. That guilt is not there. So isn't it ignorance and bliss there? Lot of things. And it is also said that that person who was my enemy in the past birth, that very same Jivatma is now my son. Ignorance is bliss. So many such complicated relations are there. If you really go back to who is this Jivatma who is born as my husband, my wife, my children, they are all related by karma, remember. It's not some strange person coming in your life. No, they are all, there is called as Runanubandha. There is some Runa, because of which that person is coming. Many times it is better not to know who he is. Ignorance is bliss. Again, in the future what is going to happen, many things I don't know. It is, it is good. It is good that we don't know what is going to happen to us. Otherwise the whole joy of life, the rasa of life goes away. Suppose I am told that no, after 5 years you are going to have cancer. I will start having the tension right now itself. Again, ignorance is bliss. Sometimes a person is detected with cancer and, the elderly people. Then the doctor tells him, don't tell them. Otherwise, unnecessarily, Many times the doctor doesn't say that this particular disease you are suffering from. Many such cases. They just keep it. So again, ignorance is bliss. Even at your own body, if you see, all these so many organs are functioning. Why do you think that Bhagavan has created an opaque skin and not a transparent skin? Just imagine, suppose the skin is transparent and we have only one kidney and one, kidney 2 is there, I think. Liver, I think, is one.
Yeah.
See, ignorance is bliss, I don't know. Heart is only one. Suppose I stop, my God, if this heart stops, I don't have a replacement. Just by tension itself, the people will die. So see, Bhagavan has beautifully covered it in such a way that we need not know the complicated things happening inside. Ignorance is bliss. How many examples can be given? Satisfied? Okay, next one.
How do we differentiate when we no longer get happiness from something we craved is because we have experienced it and the desire is fulfilled versus we have progressed and intelligently started separating from these desires?
So if I understand this question right, what is the difference between dispassion born out of satiation versus dispassion born out of spiritual evolution? What is the difference? Correct? See, dispassion born out of satisfying the sense urges, it is not long lasting. So you have dispassion towards entity A, fine, but you have craving for entity B. Now you have indulged in B. B is no more joy giving. Then you go for C. This is what happens when dispassion is born just because of sense contact. Whereas dispassion born out of spiritual evolution, you become dispassionate towards everything at one shot because you have gone to a higher state. For example, in spiritual evolution, you go from Rajas to Sattva, let us say. Once you have evolved to a sattvic state, none of the egoistic joys will satisfy you. Did you understand what I said?
Smriti-ji.
Did you understand? When you have gone to the higher, none of the lower satisfies you.
So that means if it is out of satiation, that means you will crave for something.
Yes. It will be replaced by another entity, that's all. Just like people, that living in relationship. One person, I am bored with that person, you go to next person. After 2 years, you will get bored with that person also. Because everybody is imperfect. And by the time you keep on changing your partners, life is over. And did Vairagya come? Nothing has come. Whereas through spirituality, when you evolve, once you have understood, worldly life has got this much only, then you are dispassionate towards everything.
But at that moment when you are experiencing it, you will not know. After a certain time when you start experiencing the longing again, that's when you will realize,
yes,
okay, this was not that.
Yes. So therefore, dispassion born out of spiritual knowledge alone is true dispassion. Nothing else. Right.
Now this one from Sujitra-ji. During the Sukshma Sarira discussion, we had 2 people ask the following questions. Now, are you the 2 people or you did not identify in your email? So, you can, it will be your question. Okay, you will be the questioner. So, the following questions were raised for Satkarma Janyam. The text says that in both higher and lower bodies, merits and demerits are only exhausted and no new ones are formed. They are bhoga janmas. So question is, does it mean devas can only experience the results of actions and cannot attain liberation? If so, why would people do satkarma and gain punya if the result is only to reach devalokas and come back again?
If anyway the result is perishable, why should anyone crave for that result? Correct? You see, mind has a nature. Why do we eat junk food knowing that after eating I will suffer? I know that I am going to suffer after that, but still I crave and then I eat. Why? Because when I meditate upon the joy during indulgence, the pain after indulgence, the mind is veiled. The mind becomes so occupied with the joy of indulgence that it totally forgets about the pain after indulgence. The mind gets, you see, there is something called ability to discriminate. Viveka Shakti. What is Viveka Shakti? You are able to penetrate into that situation. You are not just seeing the joy, you are seeing till end. Generally, the immature people, the spiritually unevolved people, they get stuck up in the beginning. Agre amrtopamam pariname visham. This is the fact with every pleasure. But he just sees agre amrtam. Pariname visham, he is not able to think. Because his mind is so occupied with the joy of the beginning that his mind is not able to think about the pain in the end. This is exactly what happens here also. Oh my God, Devaloka I go, then I have so many pleasures. After that you have to come back. Doesn't matter, after coming back again I will do punya karma, again we will go there. You understand? In the Devaloka if you go, there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no problem. Very many problems which we have here, it is not there. It is a state of bliss. So if I can get that bliss, why not strive for it? But then very, very rare few people who are mumukshus, who say, no, I want that state permanently. After that, kshine punne martya lokam. Is there a state which is permanent? This is the question asked by Nachiketa. Nachiketa ji Maharaj. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat krita kritat, anyatcha bhutacha bhavyacha, yo yat pashyasi tadvada. This was the question. He says, enough of going and coming. Dharma, adharma, that is punya papa. Actually his question is nothing but this. I will do punya, I go there, but after that again I come back. So dharma, adharma. And then krita, akrita. Krita is karma, akrita. Akrita means, the result which is cause and effect. Cause is karma, effect is karma phala. As a karma phala, you go there. Karma is limited, so karma phala is also limited. Again, I have to come back. Bhutacha bhavyacha. In the present, I am doing karma. In the future, I am going to get result. Oh Lord, is there something other than this? Can I get out of this vicious cycle? Karma, karma phala, karma, karma phala. Can I come out of it? So this was the question of Nachiketa. How to escape from this merry-go-round? You're going round and round and round and round. This was the question asked. Very rare people ask this question. Most of us, we are tempted by these pleasures only. Okay, now that, I don't know whether you are convinced. Convinced, okay.
The second one is, don't devatas have the ability to discriminate and discern? Why aren't they able to attain liberation? What faculties are missing that they are unable to reach liberation?
Yes. Why is it that devatas are not striving for liberation? See, necessary condition for liberation is mumukshutva, desire for liberation. And what is the necessary condition for the desire for liberation? Yes, sorrow, pain, suffering. Because liberation from what? Liberation from pain, liberation from limitation, liberation from suffering. Now, this is a world where there is no pain, no suffering. So, why should they have any kind of such desires? Unless there is a pain, there is no desire for liberation from pain. So, in such a world which is everywhere, everything is conducive, there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no death. Whatever desire is there, you can fulfill there. Why should anyone desire liberation? Doesn't even come. That is why Kunti Mata says, "Oh Lord, give me suffering alone, because only then I seek you." Correct? Answered? Yes.
Is Ramakrishna ji here? The question is about dream state, Swamiji. During the conversation of dream state, it is mentioned that the dreams are unfulfilled wishes of the waker or vasanas from past lives. So how do we explain the stories from Puranas where kings were foretold about temples or instructed to build temples and so on?
See, they are called as visions. They are called as divine vision. Divine vision is very different from dream. As far as the dream state is concerned, it is the samskaras gathered in the waking state. They create the dream world, and then in that dream you see. But visions are different. How does a vision happen? You see, we all have a mind, individual mind, but there is something called total mind. It is sometimes called as Hiranyagarbha or Mahattattva. These are all the terms used. Or Sukshma Prapancha. There is something called total mind. So our mind is only a part of the total mind. This table, you are seeing, I am seeing. Why is it that both of us are seeing? We are seeing with our mind only. The total mind projects, and whatever the total mind projects, every individual mind sees. But I like this table, you don't like this table. That is individual projection, likes and dislikes. So there is something called projection by the total mind, there is something called projection by the individual mind. That which is projected by the total mind, everybody sees, because each and every mind is a part of the total mind. So, vision is something where the total mind is projecting and indicating to the individual mind. This total mind, you can call it Ishvara, Bhagavan, the Lord. So, if I am a worshipper of Rama, Rama will come in my vision and tell something. Actually, it is the total mind which is telling. So, in vision, the total mind is communicating with the individual mind. And that communication is very clear. You will not even doubt it. Just like after waking up from a dream, again you enter into the dream, do you have any doubt? You will not be carried away by the dream world, isn't it? Do you understand what I am saying? In the dream, while you are dreaming, you are carried away by the dream happenings. There is a fear, anxiety, worry, etc. But then you wake up. Then you close your eyes and again go into the dream situation. Now are you affected by the dream world? No. How clear are you that the dream world is unreal? That clear you will be when vision happens. So when the total mind is communicating with the individual mind, and that communication is happening because the individual mind is pure enough, subtle enough to communicate with the total mind. Remember, when the mind is impure, it cannot communicate. Mind has to be very pure. In a rajasic, tamasic state, you cannot communicate. So because of his long sadhanas, lot of spiritual activity, the mind becomes extremely pure. Such a pure mind will have vision. And that vision will be 100% true. This person knows that it is going to happen. There is no doubt regarding it. So vision is very different from dreams. Dream is a result of an impure mind. Vision is a result of a pure, concentrated mind. Clear? Yes.
The second question was, can a person who is in coma be liberated? It's a state where awareness is present and they are not indulging in the sense world.
Then every one of us will go to coma. Why do all sadhanas? Try to create a situation where I can be in coma. Coma cannot give you relation. See, even if that person is in coma, his samskaras are there. It is only not expressing, it is there in an unmanifest state. All the desires, vasanas, likes and dislikes, they are not manifesting, but they are all there in the seed state. So after death, these desires, vasanas alone will determine his next birth. We are not asking whether these thoughts, expressions they are expressing, they are manifest or not. That is not the question. The question is, are the vasanas there or not? Whether manifest or unmanifest, it doesn't matter. If the vasanas are there, they will create a new birth for us. Right? Yes. So all the questions are over. Now if you have any questions, you can ask.
Mahavirji.
Yes. Mahavirji. Mike.
Swamiji, by the way, coma question was not mine.
Whose question was it? Huh? Whose question was coma question? That person is in coma now? Okay. But did I answer? Yeah.
No, there's a new question.
Oh, coma
Hello?
question.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, the question is, can a person who is vital air, prana, is not functioning, taking assistance,
Yes.
can that person obtain liberation, yes or no? Because it's not that we want to go to the coma, it's that you're, because
In
of
coma.
whatever, you are incapacitated, whatever it is,
Yes.
is it even worth it to keep in that state? Or because if you're not able to obtain liberation, then what's the point? Do you understand? Like, if the person cannot move ahead, then there's no point in remaining in coma. There's all these machines and everything are
So the
connected.
question is, can we remove the life-sustaining machine?
Yes.
Of course, yes. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Let not the dead one trouble the living ones.
Okay.
No, but just to continue that, because of the medical field, Rakiji can also say that, this decision has to be done before. I'd rather not have a situation for my son and daughter to make that difficult decision if I'm in that coma state. So, as a medical profession, suggestion would be to have this discussion in the living will, they call it.
Okay.
And as emergency physician, we used to ask, when the 90-year-old man was brought in coma, does he have a, what they call DNR, do not resuscitate? So these are the decisions should be done before coma, not after coma.
Okay.
Because the kids can have very difficult time, what my father or mother thinking. So we have a very clear understanding with my son and daughter that in this stage, no heroic measures. So I think question is good, but the implication should be that discussions should be in the beginning.
So it's like I've heard like from many people that suicide is like bad, and if somebody does that, it's extremely bad and it takes you to a different yonis. Now in this situation, when a person is bedridden, last stage, signed everything, and then the person, the jiva, he himself has signed that, okay, I don't want to live if I go to that situation. It's essentially the finishing that body before the time is done, right? Whether it's for my
No,
kids,
here he is on life-sustaining machines. That means
but still the prana
it is the
there.
machines which are keeping him alive. By left to itself, the body is going to die.
So ventilators, so I'm just thinking, like if the ventilators are on, the person is able to pay for ICUs and whatever, right? And the kids are in trouble, of course. The person himself is in trouble. Last life support, last stages, but the life is still not done, right? There are ways and mechanisms to keep the body there, right? Pulling out the life support would immediately mean the person will die. Keeping in the life support would mean that person will have troubles and extend his body. But still it's not death. Death is where the Atma automatically leaves the body. So this is like something which I'm still not convinced whether or not a person should be doing it. If the person is looking for, because the karma phala is not done, the body is not done until done. So this is what I feel. But
See, when the scriptures were written, there were no ventilators. So, if the prana wants to leave the body, don't force it to remain in the body. If the prana wants to remain in the body and if his karma is not yet done, the prana will not leave the body.
Yeah, but just to finish that karma.
Which karma?
That body has to live certain more breaths.
Then even without ventilators, it will remain.
Okay. So that's
Ah.
clear then.
Mahavirji.
Hariom Swamiji, I had a follow-up question on the Devas, Deva and Devaloka. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa reaches the Devaloka, that's where he meets Lord Yama. And Lord Yama tempts him and he clears and all that. But at one time, he praises Nachiketa that he's made that selection, that he pierces that wheel of ignorance and he wants that highest. And in that praise, one of the things he says that I myself knew that, but I still selected the lower, which is Agnihotram. So what happens to Lord Yama in that case? Does he come back to earth?
No, that is why he became Yamraj.
Okay.
So, now he is in Devaloka only because of his prarabdha karma. But before entering Devaloka, he attained this self-knowledge.
Oh, before he...
Something like that. See, that is a very confusing thing. Even I don't know. Or maybe after reaching Devaloka, he gained self-knowledge. That will be a better answer.
Okay. So it is possible to gain self-knowledge in
We
Devaloka?
never say that it is impossible.
Okay.
But it's an exceptional case.
It's an exceptional case. That is fine.
It is not impossible.
Right.
It is possible, but it's an exceptional case. You are going to Devaloka and still you are striving for liberation, something very rare.
Is it something like, Swamiji, is like Sadhya Mukti and Krama Mukti, that you go from Devaloka to Brahmaloka?
That way also is possible. So here what has happened is he has reached that because he has done all karmas to reach Devaloka, and from Devaloka he has gained Brahma Vidya, because of which he becomes Brahma Vidyacharya.
Right, but Krama Mukti is only when you go to Satyaloka and then
Yes,
gain knowledge.
Satyaloka, Brahmaloka, whatever. From there, you gain knowledge and then you are liberated.
But we should look for Sadhya Mukti, here and now, as Uncle used to say, here and now.
And now.
Yes.
Right.
I was just going to ask Swamiji that one of the requirements for wanting mukti is to have human birth.
Wanting of?
Mukti is to have human birth. So that example is truly an exception because it's Devloka, and that in order to gain mukti, it has to be done in human birth.
This is a general rule, but exceptions can be.
Yeah.
Even in animal body, beings have attained liberation. Gajendra Moksha and what is that? Even our Ramana Maharshi, there was a cow. That cow's name was Lakshmi. Ramana Maharshi says that this cow has attained liberation. I think only 2 or 3 samadhis only Ramana Maharshi has asked people to make. One was this cow. So we really don't know. Exceptional cases are always there.
Hare Om Swamiji. A follow-up question on that life cycle of birth and death. Once the punya goes down, then that's when we come down back to earth, isn't it? So, what causes the punya to go down when we have reached that?
Any indulgence. See,
No, but
like
there is
that.
no indulgence there. When
In Swargaloka, there is no indulgence. There is only indulgence.
But we have reached Swargaloka only because we have overcome all of our...
See, when you go to a 5-star hotel, this is an example given. You have a lot of money and then you go book your room in 5-star hotel. What do you do there? You spend your money. Everything is money. And once the money is over, you come out of that hotel. Correct? Punya is like that. So in Swargaloka, what is that currency used? Your punya. The punya which you have gained in Bhuloka, that punya becomes a currency in Swargaloka. So for every pleasure you have to pay. And every time you pay, your bank balance reduces.
No, but the point is, I've reached there only after having overcome all the desires and.
Which desire? You have reached there because you have done some punya karma here. Because of the punya karma, you have reached there. You have earned sampat. It's a wealth which you earn through your punya karma. You have earned the wealth of, Devi sampat, whatever. You have gone there. Like for example, some homa, havana, yaga, etc. is there, which is only meant for that. And because of which you have given up all your wealth here in the world, you have given up wealth, a lot of dana, dharma you have done. That has generated a punya. Because of that punya, you have reached there.
So the desire for Swargaloka was there.
Yeah.
That was the desire. So it was not desireless.
So the desire for Swargaloka is different from the desire for moksha.
Of course. Of course. In fact, all our scriptures, they criticize desire for Swargaloka. Especially the Vedantic, Upanishadic portions. In Bhagavad Gita itself, that verse is there, second chapter. Flowery words and flowery speech and all that. There are portions in the Vedas where they glorify Swarga. That is in Karma Kanda portion. But in the Upanishad, it is strictly criticized.
Swamiji.
One more question, yes.
So if Bhagavan is universal, so why he is limited to particular region or the people who believe in, like all the gods born in India, right? So that's what we believe in. So why the entire world does not have this knowledge, or they believe in something different?
See, if you see India, what is the specialty of India? It is a spiritual country. Wherever you go, even today you can find it. Swami Vivekananda, after his visit to the West and then when he came back, he said, now, according to me, every dust particle of this country is sacred for me. See, as long as you are in India, you don't know the glory of India. When you go out, when you see the materialistic culture there, and then when you come back, if you are a spiritual person, otherwise you will never know. India is very, very, very different from other countries. You will find temples everywhere. In every village there is a saint. Every village. Some saintly people are there. Even the greetings you see, it is Ram Ram. In the North India, etc., if you see, Ram Ram is the greeting. Even the name of the villages, you see, they are all named based on some god. Even the names. What is your name?
Veera.
Huh?
Veera.
Veera. If you see the Indian names, it is all connected with God. That spirituality is ingrained in this culture. So naturally, if God has to be born somewhere, where will he born? In places where he is worshipped, he is revered. I don't say that he can't be born anywhere else. That's not the point. The point is this. India is very different from other countries. Other countries, generally it is a bhoga bhumi. That doesn't mean that saints cannot be born there. No. But if you see the culture-wise, you will find that India is it's a spiritual country. Do you have any difference of opinion?
No, we believe, right? Hindus like.
It is not belief. You just go to every village. The culture is very different. You see the names given. The names of these people have nothing to do with God. Some Terry, Mike, I don't know what all things name. There's no meaning. You see the names also. Grace Lake. What is this Grace Lake? Who is gracing? Killdeer. Killdeer. Somewhere I saw Killdeer. You understand? A cultureless name. Killdeer, what kind of name is it? And some fellows, Longfellow, this is the name of a person, Longfellow. I think he was a great poet or something. See the Indian names. Everything, every little thing. The exercise, yoga, pranayama, it is connected to God. Surya Namaskar, every time you are thinking of God. Astrology, it is based, everything is spiritual. Amazing. Before eating food, you chant some mantra, you remember God. Every little thing you are remembering God. Such a culture, where will you find? It is ingrained in that culture. So if God has to be born, I have absolutely no doubt. If he has to take avatar, he will choose India only. Only in a conducive environment such thing can happen, isn't it? If a scientist has to be born, a great scientist, yes, it is always in the West. Because your desire and the environment has to match. Your thoughts and the environment has to match. If I have a scientific kind of temperament, I will be born in a scientific world, in a scientific surrounding. If I have a spiritual bent of mind, I will be born in a spiritual environment. So if Bhagavan has to take avatar, where will he be born? Not in a house of an atheist. Never.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Concluding statement.
Yes. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashityate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari